Want something new from Ridgid? Well, stick around. We've got some for you. I'm Tim Johnson. You're watching Shop Tool Reviews. Ridgid just announced that by April 2021, these 5 tools should hit the shelves. Now, let me clarify on that. 4 of these will be in a combo pack. Yes, this 4-tool combo pack, less the grease gun right here, will be available in one kit with 2 batteries and a charger. You'll get a 2.0 amp hour battery and a 4.0 amp hour battery. And not just that, these batteries are different. We'll talk about that in just one second. Now, the 5th tool right here is a grease gun. I'm excited to see this. By the way, there's some additional features on this grease gun that you won't find elsewhere. This will be a tool on its own that'll be available also, but by April 2021, April of this year, you'll be able to purchase this. Now these tools independently will be sold also, but that will probably come later in May or even after that. But with the combo kit in April, you should be able to buy these and at a great price, something else we'll talk about in a moment. Now let's look at these a little closer. We're not going to get into full reviews on this in this video, just take too long to do all 5 tools, but we wanted to bring it to you fresh and talk about these kind of on the surface, talk about some of the features and talk about some of the standout things that again may be very specific to these models. So this is the brand new 18-volt grease gun from Ridgid. It is the R86445, up to 10,000 PSI. So you could blow some good seals out with 10,000 PSI. No, that's pretty typical with grease guns. But anyway, 10,000 PSI, one of the unique things, one of them, there's a couple on here, is the 2 speeds here. So you can actually choose more of a high pressure setting or a high volume setting with speed 2, where you're gonna pump a lot of volume and not have as much power. So if you're doing heavy equipment, farm implements, stuff like that, that might actually consume a lot of grease or expend a lot of grease, then you can use that high volume setting and load that thing up. You also have a dosage counter here. So on just means that on, you can pull the trigger and it's going to run until you let go of the trigger. You can also set it on 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the way up to 25 and even 50, and that is a dosage counter. We'll use that in a review to kind of show you that. Then we have a button up here for the light, for the LED light, so you can just turn the light on. A lot of times when you're getting in areas to lube something, you're needing some light. So the fact that you've got a light here, you don't have to carry a light with you, that makes it quite nice. You're not always just, greasing a hub that you can see in daylight. A lot of times you're under something or inside something trying to get to it. I really like the look of kind of that stainless brush nickel look almost, or satin look. I know that doesn't mean much, but anyway, it looks good. Typical threaded barrel on this will thread in. Typical spring-loaded T-handle. We won't get into all that. And then you get a bleeder screw here on the front as well to bleed that off as you're installing that new tube, which, by the way, we'll show you that as well. A lot of people don't know how to use that, or they don't use it. And then I love the holder here that actually holds this 39-inch hose very well. So it just keeps it out of place. You've got a cap here for the grease fitting, as well as it slides in there, and it's closed off on the back side. So if you get a lot of grease on it, again, it's going to hold all that. And then you even got a place for your 90 degree. And I mentioned this in the opening, I really like this 90 degree, the fact that it comes with it, because I don't see that with a lot of grease guns. So that comes in very handy. So you hook this up to your grease fitting, or to your grease gun, and this to your grease fitting, and then you can use that as a 90. Again, it stores away right here. And also up to 23 cartridges on a single charge of a 4.0 battery. Also a new recip saw from Ridgid, 18 volt obviously, and you get the typical orbital and non-orbital action of the Ridgid recip, which comes in very, very handy and performs very well. You also get a tool-free shoe adjustment here. So open this up and I can slide that shoe in and out. Also have tool-free blade changes. So if I wanted to put a blade in, just flip this up, it accepts that blade. And if I want to eject that blade, again, push that up and pull that blade out. So no tools needed to actually eject that or install that. Also get an LED right there on the front. Nice rubber overmolding here so I can easily grasp that. And typical rafter hook as well, and even a trigger lock. So looking forward to trying this out, seeing what kind of damage we can do. Here we have not only a more compact brushless impact driver, but also more powerful. We get a 3-speed 2,300 inch-pound impact driver. That's almost 200 foot-pounds of force, and we'll be sure to test that out as well. Model number on this is the R862311. You get toolless ejection of bits, so I can put it in one-handed. So you see that ring pops out, and then to eject, push it forward, and it ejects the bit. And again, now it's ready to accept another bit. So no two hands needed, no special tools or buttons needed. Just always ready to one hand. Typical forward and reverse, and then in the middle is going to lock that out. Variable speed trigger, brushless motor, variable speed trigger. LED light here on the base, and as I mentioned, 3 speeds here. No auto modes, but we do get 3 speeds on this brushless impact driver. We'll be testing this out, see how powerful it really is. RPMs on this guy, in speed 1, we're looking at up to 900 RPMs, and then in speed 2, 0 to 2,000 RPMs, and speed 3, 0 to 2,900 RPMs. And as I mentioned, that variable speed trigger, we can make that crawl as slow as we want to and speed that up as well. Now this new hammer drill, as I mentioned, this is not just a drill driver, but this is a hammer drill as well. You see we have the hammer drill mode, so we have 23 position clutch that lock out for drilling, and then as well as a hammer drill mode as well. This is where Ridgid wasn't after all-out performance in this guy. They were looking for a more compact design, and they did it with this. So we're still getting 2,100 RPMs and 900 or 800 inch-pounds of torque out of this, so it's still going to do quite well when it comes to drilling and driving. However, it's going to be a lot more compact. I believe they're saying like 35% more compact and 20% lighter weight. In fact, they talk about the lightweight. Let's just weigh it here with the 2 amp hour battery. By the way, I have the auxiliary handle on it as well. And we're looking at grams wise, 2110 pounds, a little over 4 pounds with battery for a hammer drill. And as I mentioned, definitely more compact, more narrow through here, a little shorter here as well, but have a really nice chuck, so all steel chuck. Should be a locking chuck as well, 1/2 inch. And again, we'll dive into the details when we review this. 2 speeds here, so on the top we get speed 1 and speed 2. As I mentioned, 2,100 in high and 0 to 500 in low. So again, we can go as slow as we want to, and then that variable speed trigger to dial in how much power and speed that we want with that. By the way, this handle easily flips from side to side as well. And finally, we have a brand new brushless oscillating tool from Ridgid. Love to see this. We have an all new tool-free blade change here. So they had a kind of a weird horseshoe type of system before, but now if you flip this up, we can easily change these blades, and it's got magnets here that's going to hold that blade on until you flip that over and flip this guy down. So you can easily make those blade changes without any tools. You also have this speed dial here that you can reach with your thumb very easily, which, by the way, also one thing I've noticed with this kind of two-sided dial here is not only can I do it with my thumb, many times I may have an oscillating tool upside down like this. So again, I can do this with my thumb, or if I have it flipped over, I can easily grab it with my finger right there and do the same thing. So kind of not necessarily ambidextrous. Well, it's ambidextrous as well as upside down and right side up, whatever you want to call that. Anyway, so nice brushless oscillating multi-tool. Model number on this is the R86240. So R86240 is the model number on this. Very compact, very light, not very long whatsoever. So that should be very handy. And by the way, on-off switch right here on the top. So the kit you're looking at right here is the new 4-tool combo brushless Ridgid kit. Comes with the 2 amp hour and the 4 amp hour max output batteries, which, by the way, they're claiming more than double runtime on all of their brushless tools, even going back prior to these, as well as an increase in performance. You can get this whole kit when it releases in April for just 400 bucks, $399 for the charger, the 2 batteries, which is a 2 amp hour and a 4 amp hour, and the 4 tools are only going to be $399. You get the lifetime service agreement if you register them on all the tools as well as the batteries. And they said even on the batteries, when they start releasing these max output batteries, you'll even be able to get the LSA on the batteries alone, just a battery kit, which usually you didn't get that, but now you will. So be sure to check it out. Now it'll be very interesting if these max output batteries do what they say, and that is doubling runtime and increasing performance, not only in these new tools, but also stepping back retroactively to any of their brushless Ridgid tools. It's also exciting to see Ridgid actually updating a lot of their tools, getting tons of power out of this impact driver, as well as going to a more compact design on their hammer drill. So not just a drill driver, but the fact that we're getting a hammer drill in a more compact design. The grease gun, I really like it. I like the dosage counter on there. That's pretty nice to be able to kind of implement the same amount each time to dispense it. Also nice that you get this 90 degree. I haven't seen any other kits that actually offer this 90 degree grease fitting with it. I think it's got a great look to it, that kind of satin stainless look on the tube. I know that's not a big deal, but hey, it looks nice. So some nice features on this grease gun. We'll get a lot of use out of this. We'll make sure we review each one of these tools for you and come back and let you know about it. Be sure to look for these to hit the shelves at your Home Depot or at homedepot.com by April of this year. Also, if you don't mind, would you keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter? And by the way, hit that like and subscribe button too, even that little bell notification, so that we can let you know when we have new videos drop. And by all means, if you hated our video, then give us that thumbs down, but would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day and keep smiling.